welcome to another video. Now today we are going to look at what is CTR and why we call CTR or click-through rate as a doctor of advertising. So I'm going to show you exactly what are the metrics, what are the things influences CTR and how this one metric can bring your advertising cost to the roof or to the ground, and it can reduce your A cost and it can reduce your cost per click if you are utilizing it correctly. So let me show you in my screen. So here you can see in my screen, I have searched for vitamin C serum, and here you can see a lot of listings are there. Now, what are the things that influences click-through rate or CTR? Now, the first thing that is influencing your CTR, and obviously, if your CTR is high and relevant, your cost per click is going to go down. And if your CTR is low and irrelevant, then your cost per click is going to go up. As Amazon have to show multiple people, that means your impressions will be very high, and as a result, your cost per click will be also very high. So here you can see the first thing that influences CTR or click-through rate will be obviously the number of reviews, the ratings, and the number of reviews. So now you know, obviously, Amazon shows up what is the rating, it shows the exact numbers. So here you can see it is showing as 4.3 as the rating, and how many stars you have got and how many total reviews. Now, obviously, these are the factors that influences CTR a lot, and it increases customers' trust whether they want to click on the ad or not. Now, the first thing, as I've told, is the reviews, ratings. And the second thing is obviously, which is more important, the reviews, is the main image. Now, the main image plays a very important role when it comes to CTR. And I'm going to tell you one tip that is going to increase your CTR by huge amount. And let me have it for the rest part of the video so that I can show you later on. Next, the next thing that influences your CTR or click-through rate will be your pricing. Now, here you can see for this particular product, the price is $21, and here it is 13, here it is 14, whereas here it is $6. Now, obviously, if you consider this four, the CTR of this particular one will be lower because the price is higher and it is considering itself and placing itself against this four. Obviously, this is sponsored ads, and sponsored ads placement changes over time. For every bit, there is different placements. And if you go to organic placement, it will be not like this. In organic placement, if you look at it, the price range or the difference will not be very high. So first, as I've told, images, main image, then comes to reviews, ratings, then comes to prices. These are the front end part that shows up in the ad. Those are the most important part that influences your CTR. Now, obviously, when you look at mobile, because now mobile optimization is very important, and a lot of percentage of conversion happens through mobiles. So what happens in mobile view is the whole part of the title doesn't show up. Probably 79 to 80 characters show up depending on the category. So out of this whole title, maybe you are only seeing 79 characters in mobile. So you have to make sure your unique selling proposition or unique selling points should be on the first 79 characters, so that your customer can see it. Now, next, moving on, let me show you what is about images. So if you can see this particular image, here I have searched vitamin C serum, and this is how the search result looks like. Now, if you notice here, the product with the price range of $13 and the product with the price of $20, the $13 price, if you see, write down in the comment section what is the difference you see here. Now, obviously, the first difference that you can see is the first image looks smaller, a little bit smaller, and takes a little bit less real estate. Whereas the bottom image, where the price range is $20, it looks a little bit bigger. I have also circled around with the box so that you can see it, because the first image is using 1:1 dimension. Maybe they're using 1000 into 1000 pixel or 2000 into 2000 pixel. That will be 1:1 ratio, and that is a square image. Whereas the bottom one, which is priced at $20, they're using a tall image where the ratio might be 1:1.5 or 1:2. That means it is taller, whereas the width is same. That means the width may be 1000 and the height may be 1500, or maybe the width may be 1000 and the height may be 2000. So this particular dimension, if you use for this particular case, it is 1000 into 1500 pixel. You see it is taking more real estate in Amazon, and it is showing and taking more real estate in Amazon, and obviously it takes more visibility from the customer, and interestingly, it will increase the CTR. So obviously, if your product is tall, then try using, instead of 1:1 dimension or 1:1 ratio for any images, try using 1:1.5 or 1:2. That looks better. Now, moving on, the next thing that influences your CTR, probably the most important thing, will be relevancy of keywords. Whether the keyword that you're targeting is relevant to your audience or not. Now, there's a funny report that you can use that is available in Amazon advertising dashboard called Search Term Impression Share Report. Let me show it to you. This is how it looks like. I have deleted the search term so that you can't identify my products or my clients' products. So here I have written the search terms. Now, this is a pivot table drawn on search term impression share report so that we can see collective data of the search term. Here you can see the report gives your customer search term. That means all those search term in which you are running ads. The search term impression rank. What is search term impression rank? I'll tell you. The search term impression share. Let's assume there is only 3 competitors who are advertising for this particular search term, and you are taking 60% impression. Let's assume there is total 100 impressions available and you are taking 60 impressions, and the rest 40% is divided in the rest 2 competitor. That means obviously you are taking maximum impressions. That means if you're taking maximum impressions, your impression share rank will be 1. If you're taking second most number of impressions, your impression share impression rank will be, your search impression rank will be second. That way, Amazon decides what is the impression rank of that particular source terms based on how much impression share you are getting out of total advertisers advertising for that keyword. Now, it also gives you what is the clicks, how many clicks you have got for that search term, how much was the impression, what was the CTR, what was the spend, what is total orders you have received, total sales, conversion rate, cost. Now, here what I have done is how to identify which is not relevant or irrelevant keywords or search terms. The first filter I have put is on ACOS. I have put a filter where Google Sheet only shows me those search terms where the ACOS is 0. That means it has spent but haven't got any orders. Next thing what I have did, I have sorted by CTR. Now, obviously, the lower the CTR is, that means the keyword is more less relevant. So here you can see the impression, the clicks it is getting is 2. Now, what we have to do is we have to sort Z to A. That means maximum to lower, maximum to less your clicks. Now, here you can see this particular search term have got 44 clicks, whereas the CTR is very less, 0.02. Obviously, any CTR of 0.4 or above is considered as good. Obviously, it goes way beyond our range. So here you can see, obviously the CTR is bad. It have got a lot of clicks. It have spent, but the ACOS is 0. That means obviously this is an irrelevant search term that we are going to neglect. We can negate it or we can completely delete it from our campaigns. So this way you can see there are a lot of keyword search terms where you have got a lot of clicks, a lot of impressions, and where the CTR is very low, whereas the ACOS is also 0. That means you have spent but haven't got any orders. The next thing that you will see is, if you see there is a lot of clicks, a lot of impressions, and 0 ACOS, you will see the impression share will be very less. And that is obvious because it is irrelevant. The keyword is irrelevant. And if the keyword is irrelevant, then you'll see very less market share to be taken by you. And that is obvious, right? Because if you're irrelevant to the audience, obviously you will get very less market share, close to 0 market share. And that is what is happening here. You can see the search term impression share is close to 0 or like 1%, like that way. So this is a report that you can use to analyze what are relevant keywords and decide on the relevancy of the keywords and search terms and focus on campaigns so that your CTR improves. And as I've said, CTR, the higher the CTR is, the lower the cost per click will be. The lower the cost per click will be, you can spend more to get more clicks. Now, you're spending less, but you're getting a lot of clicks, and that will result in a lot of high sales and good ACOS. So that was it for CTR. And we are organizing a 2 months, that is an 8-week live training on Amazon advertising. And if you want to know more about it, the details are below. The website link where you can check out more details below. It is a live training, 8 weeks, completely going over in depth from basics to advanced, all the SOPs that we use to manage over 100 million USD in clients' revenue. We are going to disclose all that. The training will be conducted by Regromedia, trained preparation of Regromedia and me. And I hope to see you inside. Thank you so much. I'll see you again in next video.